release testing. So this one is release testing is the main goal, the main primary goal of this release testing. So it will be increasing the supplier confidence. The increasing supplier confidence is nothing but suppose if I visited any one shop, okay, after visited the shop, you are buying the all the things. Means suppose if you want like okay, you can take anything in the shop for chocolates and lays like that. So you can purchase the all the things, and after purchasing these things, and suppose if there is an anything will be happen, means that packet will be opened or something will be happen in that packet. So once again we will visited that shop. Okay, after visiting the shop, he is not able to return that. Means once if you have taken that thing, so he will not able to take the returns. So in that case, next time, suppose if you are going for shopping, so you will not visit that shop. So we will go for the another option, means the next shop. So this is nothing but the one of the example for the release. In that case, overcome for this like this one, so how to behave with like the main that shop owner, means suppose if there isn't any products will be there, okay, depends upon the nothing but the requirement of the customer, means customer, or you can take as the supplier confidence. Nothing but depends upon, suppose I have visited that shop, so just have buy some products, okay, and suppose some shops having the home delivery will be also there, okay. uh, in that case, just you can, the customer should demonstrate the system to meet the requirements. Depends upon the customer requirement, you should uh, like stock the products, means the some custom means we know, okay, suppose just you can take the in your area one shop will be there, so that shop owner exactly he know the like the all mentality sets of that area, means which type of the products they will be buy, okay, that depends upon that requirement, that should be stock the products in that shop. Otherwise, for example, in that uh, area normally the middle class people will be there, okay. So suppose just you can keep it with some middle class, like means middle class products with high quality, means the quality should be good, okay, the range should be the little bit in the middle range, means on not too high and no not too low, like that depends upon the requirements of the product. Means suppose I have purchased one product, okay, something it should be happen, means like some the packets will be open when the purchase time. I have not seen that in when have purchased in that time, I have not seen taken that packets, and just I came for my home. And when I have reached my home, once I have opened, means we have taken that thing, means when we have opened that all the things, so how many products I have purchased in that shop. So in that case, I will realize this packet will be open. Once again, I will meet that shop. So this packet will be open, and something that smell will be like coming. Just you can give the complaints. So in that shop owner, he will take the all the complaints, means he will take the positive response. Means suppose if you give return that products, he able to take the return the product, once again he will give the new products, then only the customers will be visited again and again in that shop. Otherwise the customer will be not visited once again. Means you should maintain the good relationship between that customer, as well as depends upon that customer requirement, you should sell the products as well as the what type of the customers requirement will be there, that product, just you can keep the stock of that all the customer products. So these all comes under the release testing, okay. So this release testing, this is also called as a black box testing, okay. So what do you mean by black box testing? So black box testing is nothing but here the tester does not have any knowledge about the internal implementation, application, and testing performance here. Okay, the tester having the high, they are having the high level of the focus of the behavior of that application. Means the black box testing, normally, suppose the some peoples will be joined in the fake certificates like that. So, like for just I'm given example. So in that case, they have joined the companies. So they have like started testing. After testing, so actually he don't know about how to test the softwares and how to test the codes. Actually, he don't know. So in that case, like it will becomes the black box testing. Means here the tester does not know the knowledge about the internal implementation of application. He don't know about anything here. Blindly he has joined the company and he has started the working. Means suppose he has fresher. Okay, in that case only the company will be providing the training. Okay, he has fresh trainee like that. He will first he will take the appointment. After he will like give the like guidance that how to test the all the applications and like that. Suppose some people will be entered to the companies with help of the fake certificate as well as this fake experience. I have already worked in that company like that. He has maintaining all the fake certificates and fake experience certificate. So in that case, he will join that company. Actually, he don't know about knowledge about the testing and how to implement the applications and how what are the platforms will be there, testing, how to test the applications and how to test the behavior of that applications. So these all comes under the black box testing. Means here the tester does not having any knowledge about the testing, but he able to do the testing. Means here the some like drop like such just you can drop and drag and drop like that applications will be there. Some drag and drop just you can put the applications, so automatically it will be tested. After testing it will be shows some results, and then just you can if it is there is error free. So if it is error free, no, so once again it will be sent to the main developer, and developer will be launches that application. Then the customer will be fetch the all information. If his requirement will be satisfied, uh, he will pay for some amount. Otherwise once again it will be sent to that developer. Suppose if you have got any errors in the testing phase, that tester means he has actually he has not having any knowledge what exactly the tester means. Getting the bugs no means nothing but the errors. Once the same copy should be all the errors, then we will return back to the developer team. So this is nothing but the how exactly the black box testing will be works. Just you can see this example. Just you can assume here the blackboard testing. The tester will be present here. The input component, or just you can take the any systems of you can examine the corresponding output. Nothing but here. Suppose if you have taken the just here LE is there. So this is nothing but the input and OE is an output here. So in this diagram, this is the LE, this is the input, and this was the OE is the output. So just you can take the if suppose output are not if suppose if you're not predicted. So this is nothing but the OE. So it has detected the some software problems. Means suppose if there is any means here it will be not predicted when if you're sending the input just here if you're sending the input from the LE2 system. Okay, when there's an error free, then whatever if a predicted output you will get. So here if you're not getting the predicted output, you can represent it as a OE, nothing but the set OE set. So it will detect the problem in with software. Means if there isn't any errors will be there. That's why we are not like getting the proper output. So it will be showing the error messages. So when testing system will be released, so just you can try to break the software. Okay, you can break the software with help of choosing the different test cases. So okay, just you can use the test set LE, nothing but this is the input where exactly the problem will be detected or where the problem will be causing. So just you can set to the LE. The main aim for using this LE, just you can select the inputs with help of the high probability. Suppose where exact after sending the data from the LE or input set the data to the system, and in middle where exactly the failure will be occur. Okay, if means if the failure will be occur, that will be stored in the output set OE. If it is there is no failure, directly it will be sent to the output set test results. If whenever the failure will be occur, it will reveals the all the defects, that is the errors in OE. Okay, so you can use the previous experiments, how exactly the successfully that defect test as well as testing guidelines help for your the correct choice. Means suppose if you are sending the correct data from here to here, or the input test data. Okay, suppose if an just you can give the any bubble sort, or any you can give the, you know how exactly the bubble sort will be works. Okay, just you can write down how exactly it will be working in that bubble sort. Just you can use the give the numbers and sort it, and after sorting what is the expected output, just you can write down on page. Okay, just you can pass the input data, and suppose if there is an if it is getting any type of the errors, so it will review the errors in OE. If it is not getting any errors, directly it will be showing the output test results. Okay, normally when you if you're passing the data, in that case only it will causing like it will be doubtfully. So whatever I had sent the data, most probably it will be the not ex- what I am expecting. That result will be not, means exactly in the 100% the result will be the mismatch. I'm giving output, but we are not getting accurate output. So in that case, directly it will be sending the data to the LE2 system. Then once again it will checks the with help of the software testing, with help of the different stages. After the testing, if it is there is a no errors, then it will be sent to the output test result, but the output will be mismatched here. Whatever the your output and what is the expected output, this is just a little bit same, but if there is any errors will be there. So that error once again it will reveals that error with help of the OE. And after revealing the errors, once again it will be sent to the system to the input test data, or directly it will be sent to the system only. Once again it will be test the all the where exactly the errors will be there, or they remove the all the errors with help of the developer team. After removing the errors, it will be sent to the, if it is there is an error free, then sent to the output test results. So this is the basic working of the black box test. And next one is the performance testing as well as the component testing. The first one is the performance testing. So once if you have completed the integrated testing, so just you can possible to test the system emergent, the properties of the performance as well as the reliability. So what exactly the performance testing will be test? Okay, the performance testing is nothing but it concerns with both demonstrating system meets requirements and discovering the problems and defects in the system. In testing model, in everywhere we should detecting the defects. Without finding the defects, this is not a testing. Why we are using testing? No, we should find out in the errors only, where exactly errors will be occurs. After occurring the errors, just you can remove the errors and you can pass to the output. So in everywhere you should exactly where errors will be there, no, just you can defect the where exactly errors will be occur. You can take the all type of the errors, and you can use the solution for that errors. Means it will be take the performance testing the requirements. Means what exactly is the requirement of the customer. Okay, suppose if you want one applications, okay, first you can give the requirement of, otherwise just you can take the for example, suppose if you want to build any building. Okay, okay, that engineer will be asked the requirements. So what exactly requirement if you will give? So I want 2 BHK, one bedroom, two bedrooms, one hall, one kitchen. Okay, one living room, and one um like that storeroom. Like that, just you can give the requirement of yours. Okay, like that here also you can give the requirements of the customers. Means what type of the application the customer want. Just you can note down the all the requirements, and you can discovering the problems means where exactly means suppose he is telling the requirements, but some requirements will be not working 100%. So in that case, just you can tell explain about the problem. Suppose if you want this type of the application, so in that stage the this type of the problem will be occurs like that. Just you can convince that all the problems. Then if you're he has not convinced, okay, in that stage, just you can explain where suppose okay there is a no problem for me, like to developing these applications I will develop that application. After developing the application, if there is a defect will be occur in this stage, like that. Just you can explain where exactly the problems will be occurs, and after he is not convincing, thus you can explain the how exactly the defect in that system will be work means after using these applications, uh, what are the problems will be facing your like systems. So like that the performance testing will be works. Okay, it requires the performance testing demonstrating the system requirements as well as discovering the problems and defects in that system. Just you can explain the all to the customers, and you can just convince the customers about their applications. For example, you can take the civil engineer. Okay, just you can tell the requirements. Okay, so he will take the all the requirements. So in the 30 or 30-20 site will be there. He want the 2 BHK and duplex houses. So it is not possible to build the duplex houses and 2 BHK in the small sites. So he able to convincing that to customers, okay, or clients. He is able to like convincing. So in this case we will not able to construct the 2 BHK or duplex houses. Suppose I have built the 2 BHK or duplex house, the each and every room should be like it should be congested means uh, suppose if there any functions will be there in the home, then the many more people will be not gather in a home, like that he will give us some reasons to convince the customers. As well as the suppose he has built the home, he has also getting the wrong publicity. So he has that engineer is not good, like that. So he has built the house, the means that home is not too good, so all rooms are congested, like that. So negative feedbacks also coming from the customers means the peoples. So that's why he is convincing the customers. So he in this side the 2 BHK not fit, the duplex is not based. Just you can go for the 1 BHK. If you want extra room, just you can build for the second floor, like that he will convince to the customer. So these all comes under the performance testing. And next one is the component testing. So the component testing, this is also called as a unit testing. Okay, here also it will be takes the individual components, nothing but the individual units. Okay, here also we can use the defect testing. The process, the main use of the component testing, it will be expose the faults in the components. Here also is the same. In every testing, the same process will be there. Only in some in testing we are using the group, and in some testing we are using the single individual components. So nothing but in the component testing or nothing but the unit testing we are using the individual components in the system. This is also used for the defect testing, where exactly errors will be occur. Just you can use find out in the errors. The main goal of by using this component testing to expose the faults in that component. Expose the fault means where exactly means exact location of the errors, where exactly errors will be. For example, if you have written code, bubbles are code. Suppose if you have missed anything, okay, so just you can expose means you can show the where exactly errors will be occurred. So this is nothing but the component testing. So in this component testing, we are having the different testing stages. So when and who should do the component testing? The first, the before it happened the before integration testing. So before integration testing, we should use the component testing. So why? In the component integration testing, where it will be access the source code, and it will be finding the problem in source code. If there is any problem, it will be shows with help of the component that expose the codes where exactly the problem will be occurs. Then the debug the that code, and with help of the integration team, after it will be finding the defects in that system. So it happens before the integration testing, and the first level of it is the first level of the testing performs on the system, and the developer almost usually do the component testing. That is nothing but individual testing. Means suppose if you have developed n number of the modules, so the developer will be checks the each and every lines of the code in the each module. So with help of the component testing, this is nothing but the local environment. And the if you are using this unit or the component testing, you will get this the higher, like the code propagated to the higher settings is nothing but where exactly the errors will be occurs. We can find out the expose the all type of the errors, and just you can give the solutions. After giving the solution, just you can launch the that project. Easy to launch the project. And next one is the sometimes depends on the appropriate risk level. The different programmers perform the component testing as introducing independence. Means suppose I'm not working in that project, but I'm testing your, okay, your codes of n number of the codes of lines. So I am easy to find out the errors in that codes of lines with help of the component testing, because here we are using the individual components. Means for one model having the 10 to 15 like the different programs will be there. So it will be checks the different programs and find out in the errors. Means it will be introducing the independence of the all the codes. Everyone can easily find out in the errors and easily understanding that coding with help of the component testing. And next one is the just here you I'm taken one example, the component and component A, B, A stuff, driver and C. Okay, suppose this application consists in three components. Say just you can use component A, component B, and component C. So we are using the three components. Okay. Here the most probably the developer develops the component B. So almost first initial state I'm given the A component, but some developer develops the component B. You want to test. Okay, in order to completely it will test the component B in some functionality. It depends upon the component A and the few on component C. Okay, the some developer he before going to the starts with the component A, he want to test the component B, and some functionality depends on the component A and the component C. Means the some developer he they wants the component A as well as the component C. So it depends upon the developers. Okay, some developer wants directly the B, this part. So this part, and some developer wants only develop checks the this one, the component A, and the some developer wants to check the testing phase in components C with help of the that unit testing. So how exactly the function will be flows A, B, and C. So it will be four flows A, B, as well as the C. So nothing but there is a dependency between A is a dependency to B. So A is dependent on B. Okay, is correct? No, the A is dependent on B. The both A and C as per the diagram. Okay, the stuff this is called a function, and driver this is called as the this is the stuff this is called function, and this driver is calling function. This is a called function and calling function. The stuff is a called function. This is a software component. This is tested as shown in this diagram. This is called component, and it will be tested the component Which component will be tested? Component A. It will be tested component A. Similarly, the driver, this is the calling function. Okay, this is test component C. Okay, this is nothing but the simple example by using the component testing. And next one is the interface testing. Okay, so what do you mean by interface testing? So interface testing is nothing but the software testing. This is also the software testing type, and it will verify the communication between the two different software system. So interface is nothing but the communication between the two different software system done correctly, means it will be checking correctly or not. If it is finding errors correctly or not, it checks with help of the interface testing. So the normally also we can define this interface testing, the connection that integrated. First you can use integrated here. Integrated means it will fetch the source code, uh, the connection that indicates two components called interface. So means you can fetch the source code. Okay, the two components means here we are using two units of code. You can combine the two units of code, that is called as the interface. So this is interface normal, actually it consisting the set of the commands. So it will be having the set of the commands, messages, and some attributes and communication between the device and users, that is called as interface testing. This is nothing but the connection that integrates two components. Here integrate is nothing but it will fetching the source code of the two different components, or you can take the component A and component B, that is called as the interface. Means combining the two integrate source code, that is called as interface. Actually it is consisting the set of the commands, messages, and attributes, uh, that is unable to communicate between the devices as well as the users, that is called as interface testing. So this interface testing having the different types of the interfaces errors. The first one is the parameter errors, shared memory errors, procedural errors, message passing error. Okay, the first one is the parameter. So parameter is nothing but uh, here there are the interfaces where the data or sometimes function it will be refers, and it will perform some components to another, means it is passed from component to another. First it will be references, it will give the references to all the functions. Means here we are using the units of the codes, nothing but here we are using the different units. Just you can combine the unit with help of the integration testing, and just you can give the references that integration testing, and you can pass or pass the all the integration testing the source code from one component to another, that is called as the parameter errors. So whatever if you're fetching the information, the suppose if you're writing n number of the codes, so you can take the units of the codes. There is a no restriction. You can take any units of the codes. After taking the units of the codes, once again you can check the data. It is correctly working or not. Any defects will be there in that code. Just you can give the reference to that function. After giving the reference, just you can pass the all the references from one component to another component. Means one unit testing to another unit testing. That is called as the parameter. Next one is the shared memory. So shared memory is nothing but here we are using a block of memory shared between the components. Here also the same. We can pass the data from the one component to another component. Here the data placed in the memory. This is nothing but a subsystem or retrieve from the other system. Why I'm using retrieve from the another system? Suppose if I'm passing the data from the one subsystem to another subsystem. So in middle, if there isn't any data will be lost. So with help of a shared memory we can easily retrieve all the lost data. So that's why I am using here retrieving from the other system subsystem. Means suppose if there is a data loss from sending the data from the one component to another component, you can easily retrieve all the data from the backup. So that's why we are using the DBMS has DBMS in here. Next one is the procedural. So procedural is nothing but one component here encapsulates set of the procedures that is called as the another component that is called as the procedural errors. And next to the message passing, this is a common. Here the one component request the services from the another component and passing a message to it, one component to another component, that is called as a message passing. Otherwise, we can also generally call client server system. So these all are the different type of the interface errors. And next one is their errors falls into the three classes. First one is the interface misuse, interface misunderstanding, timing error. So interface misuse. When exactly the misuse will be like occurs. Suppose when you are calling component, it will be called some other components. When the calling component, it will be called some other components, and some it will be make some errors. Okay. After making the errors, you can use the interfaces and means where exactly the particularly the errors will be occurs with help of the common parameter interface. So what is mean by parameter interfaces here? Where data you can interface the all the data, it will give the reference to the function you can pass from the one component to another component. Here the same you can take the common parameter interfaces. So here the parameter interfaces may be, if suppose if you are taken any wrong type, maybe if you are passing the wrong order, or maybe if you are passing the wrong number in that parameter, so in that case the interfaces will be misused. And next one is the interfaces will be misunderstanding. When exactly misunderstanding will be occurs, when calling component will be misunderstand the specification of the interfaces. That is called as a component. Also, you can assume the behavior of the what exactly the called components will be there. Means the called component does not behave expected or unexpected behavior of the calling component. Means uh, suppose if you pass the any input data, okay, almost you know what exactly your expected data, but the is suppose if you're sending the data from the one component to another calling component to called component, okay, and whatever you are expected of uh, data, it will be not comes, and it will be showing some different like the different calling components. So in that case it will be showing some misunderstanding interfaces. Otherwise, just you can take common example, the two friends will be there, and the one more friends will be telling the something like blames on the other your close friend. So like the two friends having the misunderstanding, so this all comes under the this interface misunderstanding. Same thing will be happened in the testing also. Timing error is nothing but, suppose if you're passing any uh, data in a real-time system, suppose if you're using the shared memory or message passing interfaces or the procedural data, the consumer data may be operates in a different. Suppose if you're sending the different time, means if you're passing, suppose if you're sending the message, okay, in through WhatsApp, okay, but the receiver is not able to receive the, he has any network issues and the data will be off, but it's in your message in your uh, mobile, suppose the double tick mark shows, so almost he has read our message, you're not able to reply. Otherwise the double tick will be not visible, only the message sent it will be showing like that. You will getting there some time error messages. The same, suppose if you are sending on testing different type of the testing phases, suppose if you want exact time, means suppose if you are sending the two programs for testing, manually testing, or if you use automation testing also with help of the Selenium. So just you can set the time. After setting the time, after the completion of this time, you want exactly output, means which type of the errors will be occurred. in that time it will not displaying any type of the messages, then the time errors will be occurs means in that time it is not able to cover the testing. So like that it will showing some information messages. So this is nothing but where exactly error falls in the component testing. If you have any doubt,